Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are in the Airbus A321neo in Bristol International, flying to London City, enjoying the remnants of Storm Benjamin. Batteries 1 and 2 are on. Ground power, or in this case external power as it's called, available, so that's been clicked. No smoking sign on. Navigation lights set to 1. And then I'm going to go to crew supply. Errors 1, 2, and 3 set to navigation. And then, see, I think for the overheads, that should be it. Let's make all the things brighter. ND, primary flight display, same for first officer, primary flight display, and ND, all bright now. There we go. Cruising altitude is 17,000 feet. Now I'm going to request flight plan. For some reason, the flight plans, when downloaded from SimBrief, do not show the takeoff weights. I will leave the first officer's one on progress page. Now we have our flight plan. Takeoff data can't be requested for some reason, like I said. But it says takeoff received. Takeoff data received. Insert not allowed. Takeoff uplink. Takeoff data request not allowed, which is a bit of a pain. So the fuel has adjusted to 5.1 tons. Which, as far as I'm concerned, should really give me the takeoff information. So it looks like I'm going to have to do the long way and work it out from here. We're looking at 5.1 tons. Oh, this is meant to be 5.8. So that's 5.8. Giving us estimated 04 weight of 68, which we're slightly over. $68.47. Right, I'll leave that as that. Then for the weather information, once again, I'm not sure why it's not downloading the right information, so I'm not sure whether it's something I have done wrong. In terms of loading performance. I'll just go back to the weight and balance. Where was I? 048, slightly over by close to 100 kilograms. Estimated takeoff weight is 74,034, so slightly over by 320 kilograms, which is not bad, but unfortunately that doesn't filter itself. Toga. So I'll come back to that when I've gotten the rest of the FMS set up. For flight plan, we are British Airways. I wonder if there's a British Airways City Flyer option. Nope. Just normal British Airways. BA422. And we're going to London City Airport. Alternate is London Heathrow. Route is HAWFA. Then Airway Lima 607 to Nuju. Then direct to Kennet. And direct to Silva.
Bristol International Ground. Speedbird 422. Hello. Airbus A321neo. Request IFR clearance to London City.
Speedbird 422. Clear to London City. Route as filed. Climb via Hotel Alpha Whiskey Foxtrot 1 X-ray. Squawk 4100. QNH 999.
Cleared IFR to London City. Route as filed. Climb via Hotel Alpha Whiskey Foxtrot 1 X-ray. Squawk 4100. QNH 999. Speedbird 422.
Speedbird 422. Read that correct.
Alright, so I've got that set. Can't request a different runway.
Bristol International Ground. Speedbird 422. Stand 22. QNH 1013. Request startup.
Speedbird 422. Information copper current. Startup approved.
Right, this takeoff data thing is a bit annoying, but hey. IRSs should align in the next 1 minute. In the meantime, I'm just going to go through my checklist, make sure I've got everything I need. Electrics were good. Flaps are where they need to be. Speed brakes retracted. Where's the door page? Cockpit oxygen. That's the IRS aligned. It would be nice to know where to point the plane in. It looks like they're all taking off from runway 27. So that's going to be slightly different. IRS is aligned. Parks is required. Already seen the electric page. Now going to put the turning the batteries off and on again. Assume the fire tests have been done. Transponder 1, ATC mode to standby. I wonder if the ATIS system works on the Airbus, on the ToLiss Airbus recorded messages. (126.02).
Bristol International Information Papa 0720 Zulu. Arriving runway 27, departing runway 27, wind 290 degrees 8 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky conditions scattered at 2,600, broken at 3,600, temperature 7, viewpoint 3, QNH 999, transition level flight level 075. Be advised, towering cumulus observed nearby. Advise on initial contact you have. Information Papa. Bristol International Information Papa 0720 Zulu. Arriving runway 27, departing runway 27, wind 290 degrees 8 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky conditions scattered at 2,600, broken at 3,600, temperature 7, viewpoint 3, QN.
So I've gotten the runways in use and I've used that to plot this part of the flight plan, because initially it started at HAWFA. Okay, now the takeoff data request works. Insert. Ooh, flaps 3. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Okay, so we're going Toga. So it's flaps 3. And then let's go flight controls, trim 0.2 down. Interesting. Not working. Because everything is off. So let's get the APU on. APU master switch for a few seconds. Barometer set to local QNH. Status, everything is normal. APU master switch can come on. And then after 45 seconds, APU bleed. So you'll notice that the speed has gone from 100 to just dashes and a ball, which means that the autopilot is aware of the speed that we need. And turning on the APU automatically gets everything going. So it gets the screen on the ECAM. So we'll let that load. I'm fine, thanks. How are you? APU should be loaded up. So now we can get the APU bleed on. We've got our takeoff speeds, which have automatically gone into the primary flight display. I think I've got startup approval. I didn't think Bristol Airport was going to be this busy, but hey, better push back before someone parks on top of us. External power is turned off. Air conditioning panel, all white. All whites are off. Pushback clearance received. Okay, interesting. The stairs automatically disappeared, which is good.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Now we are pushing. Oh, we're requesting pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Hello. Yeah.
Some doors are still open for
The
the
plane is on its
GPU
way.
or the ASU are still connected. I'm
Alright.
waiting for all of them
Thank
closed
you.
and disconnected, then I will proceed.
Call him in a few hours. He's an alright guy. He's a contractor. Okay. No problem. Thank you. You too. Cheers. Bye. Right. Some doors are still open apparently, but everything looks closed on my end. Do they mean the chokes? Where's ground services?
Okay, all doors and hatches are
there we go.
closed, ready to connect.
The imaginary ground power. Because I can't see it, I totally forget about it. Right, back to the checklist. Let's get the beacon on. And whoops, seatbelts on. Strobe lights set to auto.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Parking brake released. And
Starting pushback, and you may
Transponder.
start engines.
let's see, where's the hydraulic? No, wrong one. There we go. Yellow hydraulics. Hydraulic pump should be off. Now I'm going to get the engine engine mode switch to ignite or start. Start with engine 2. Oops. It's like this EasyJet is trying to run into us. When the hydraulics come on, you see the flight surfaces adjust, so that this bit is gonna straighten. There we go. Skipped a very important step. 4 pumps on. Auto brake should be set to max. Doesn't seem to work. Auto brake not
Operation
operational.
complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Taxi clearance.
Bristol International Ground. Speed bird 422. Request taxi from stand 224. Departure.
Speedbird 422. Information Romeo current. Runway 27 taxi via Zulu and Alpha. Hold short of runway 27.
Information Romeo. Runway 27 taxi via Zulu and Alpha. Hold short of runway 27. Speedbird 422.
Engine 1 should be coming on. Just gonna have a quick look at the aerodrome charts.
Tail is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
So I'm at Taxiway Zulu and we're going to Taxiway Alpha where we hold at Alpha X-ray. There's the bypass pin there. Takeoff clearance granted. Sounds like we've got engine 1. Okay, engine 1 is available. Brake temperatures are 10 degrees, which is fine. AV master switch off. And engine mode can go back to norm. I turned off the AV master switch, so the AV bleed should go off automatically. Takeoff flaps will be 3. I've never done a flaps 3 takeoff. Flight controls down. Oops. So 0.2. It's a dry runway. It seems so. That's all good. And then for flight controls, full front, full back, full left, full right, full left rudder, full right rudder, and release parking brake. The QNH was 999. Auto brake set to max. Spoilers armed. All doors closed. Taxi clearance obtained. Taxi and runway turn off lights can come on. And we're just going to roll down to the runway via Taxiway Zulu. And onto Taxiway Alpha, holding at Alpha X-ray. Let's test the brakes. Brakes are fine. And the weather system. Weather plus terrain. Auto. TCAS should be at TARA because it's a short taxi, so once we get there, once we get to the runway, we're just getting ready to depart once we have clearance. So fingers crossed all goes well. It's a bit tricky playing with the sounds, so I'm going to reduce the plane sound a bit. Terrain on ND. Terrain on ND for the first officer as well. Now for the departure briefing. We're heading to runway 27 at Bristol using the HAWFA 1 X-ray SID. Cost index should be 60.
Speed line 422. Contact Bristol International Tower 133.850. Goodbye.
Contact Bristol International Tower 133.850.
Takeoff configuration.
422. Goodbye.
Done. Checking the controller.
Tower. Speedbird 422 on Taxiway Zulu.
Speed line 422. Bristol International Tower. Hello. Hold short of runway 27. Report ready.
Hold short of runway 27. Will go. Speedbird 422.
Just gonna hold. I seem to have something stuck behind my pedals. So just a quick adjustment and go through configuration. Winds should be westerly. Engines are stable, flaps are set to 3, controls checked, trim set. Spoilers are armed. Threats for departure will be gusts, wet surface, short taxi.
Bristol International Tower. Speedbird 422. Ready for departure.
Speed line 422. Runway 27. Cleared for takeoff. Wind 280 degrees 6 knots.
Runway 27 cleared for takeoff. Speedbird 422.
Parking brake released. Landing lights can come on. Strobe lights on. Departure briefing is complete. Both flight directors are on. Takeoff configuration is normal. Any malfunction before 80 knots will call for a rejected takeoff. nose lights set to take off. We've got nav and climb mode on the PFD. Takeoff clearance received. Score code is there. Cabin crew advised. I'm not sure why there's a flap disagreement. Oh, that's why. So flaps 3. Do another takeoff configuration test. Normal, okay. Toga. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Autopilot on. Already experiencing turbulence. Set to climb. Flaps 2. And we'll keep our flaps at, flaps 1 I mean. So we'll keep the flaps at 1. At least for now till we get to the flaps clean speed, which I believe is 212 knots. There we go. Now we're going to make a U-turn and head to London.
422. Contact London Control 118.480. Goodbye.
Contact London Control 118.480. Speed bird 422. Goodbye.
Ground spoilers don't need to be armed anymore. By the way, I am on call from work, so if I do go quiet, it's because I'm dealing with a work issue. Whoops.
London Control. Speed bird 422. On Hotel Alpha Whiskey Foxtrot 1 X-ray. Altitude flight level 060. Climbing flight level 170.
London Control. Radar contact.
Speed bird 422.
So for the next 3 miles, we're going to be trying. Well, we're going to intercept HAWFA.
Speedbird 422. Descend and maintain flight level 060.
Descend and maintain flight level 060. Speedbird 422.
What's the transition altitude? Because it seems we have a bit of a disagreement. Transition level is flight level 075, so we're still under that.
Speedbird 422. Expedite your descent.
Expedite descent. Speedbird 422.
Advise our route altitude 6000. Let's request altitude change if that's still possible. Frequency change, route change, vectors. Yeah, each time they update explain, it seems like it's something new that's broken.
Speedbird 422. Turn right direct Yorkie. Climb and maintain flight level 170.
Okay,
Turn
good.
right direct Yorkie. Climb and maintain flight level 170. Speedbird 422.
So in the next 1,500 feet, I am going to change the QNH to standard. You can hear the engines giving it a bit more power as we climb. 900 feet per minute, 1500, 1800 feet per minute, 2000 feet per minute. Let's see. This is meant to show the weather. Does it make a difference? Doesn't look like it. Weather plus terrain. Auto. So we've gone past our transition altitude, which is why the QNH is blinking here. So I'm going to set that to standard. Crossing 10,000 feet, so release both cabin crew and passengers.
Speedbird 422. Flight direct Bravo Uniform Charlie Foxtrot Alpha. Resume mode navigation.
Flight direct Bravo Uniform Charlie Foxtrot Alpha. Resume mode navigation. Speedbird 422.
We're clear of constraints, and landing lights can be off and retracted. Nose lights off, runway turn off lights off. Cabin temperature can be cooler, I imagine, but I'll double check that shortly. (22 degrees), still within health and safety limits. Terrain on ND, both off for captain and first officer. EGAM system pages. APU bleed is off, which is good. Now, if you pay attention, you'll see that the brakes are still 10 degrees Celsius. When we land in London City, it's going to be a totally different story. Because it's a very short runway. And we will be using the brake fan. Now we are approaching a cruising altitude of 17,000 feet. It's a much smoother flight than I anticipated. So it seems like we're going to be flying pretty close to Heathrow. So Heathrow is just straight ahead, but we are going to follow BKY, which is one of Heathrow's waypoints. I think it's a star for Heathrow arrival. So we can expect quite a bit of traffic, especially if we're flying at 17,000 feet. But most traffic will be lower. We've got a very short cruise, roughly 10,000 feet, sorry, 10 minutes. So at 8:26 Zulu time, it will begin descent, so 12 minutes. I'm going to take a 10-minute comfort break, but stay tuned. In the next 10 minutes, we may receive a runway change, we don't know. See you shortly.
traffic 2 o'clock, 1 mile, heading southeast, Cessna 510 citation must have no high formation.
Looking out. Speedbird 422.
Speedbird 422, descend and maintain flight level 110.
Descend and maintain flight level 110. Speedbird 422.
Right, it doesn't look right, it doesn't look like there's going to be any chance of a comfort break, so
descend and maintain flight level 110.
Descend and maintain flight level 110. Speedbird 422.
to buy time I'm going to request this altitude, 17,000 feet.
London Control. Speedbird 422. Request flight level 170.
Speedbird 422, maintain flight level 170.
Maintain flight level 170. Speedbird 422.
Speedbird 422, turn right direct London City.
Turn right direct London City. Speedbird 422.
Speedbird 422, descend and maintain flight level 110.
Descend and maintain flight level 110. Speedbird 422.
Speedbird 422, expect runway 27.
Expect runway 27. Speedbird 422.
Speedbird 422, contact London Heathrow approach 119.730, goodbye.
Contact London Heathrow approach 119.730. Speedbird 422. Goodbye.
So we've been given runway 27, but they want us to fly direct, which is going to be a bit of a strange one, because we are currently heading towards runway 09.
London Heathrow approach. Speedbird 422. Altitude flight level 170. Descending flight level 110. Up heading 065.
Speedbird 422, London Heathrow approach. Follow, radar contact.
Speedbird 422.
Speedbird 422, descend and maintain flight level 110.
Descend and maintain flight level 110. Speedbird 422.
I think my flight plan was already for runway 27. Request route change to silver. Yeah, they've done something with the ATC, because I can't do much.
Speedbird 422, expedite your descent.
Expedite descent. Speedbird 422.
So it's a stepped descent, it looks like. No? Right, it looks like we're going to have to part ways with ATC, because it doesn't make any sense to me how I can change my route.
Maintain 6000. QNH 996. Speed bird 422.
And you know what? I've got no faith in ATC. So I'm just going to cancel approach clearance.
Speed bird 422. Request cancel approach clearance.
Speed by 422. Approach clearance cancelled. Resume on navigation.
Approach clearance cancel. Resume on navigation. Speed bird 422.
QNH 9905. Landing configuration. Temperature is 10, that's correct. QNH 9905. Runway condition. I'll just go wet. So we can expect to use up most of the runway, including some manual braking. What happens when I put brake mode as manual? Slightly better. Is that manual or max? Right, open descent. So I've changed that open descent to normal descent. At this point, I'm going to start looking into the approach plate for ILS 27. which doesn't seem to show any intermediate approach fixes, unless I'm going blind. So glide path is 5.5 degrees. But once I get somewhere around here, I'm going to request an ILS approach. I'll request an ILS landing. Intermediate approaches, intermediate approach fixes, NDBL, London City. It's kind of like Finding Nemo. There we go. Now that seems too close to the runway to be the intermediate approach fix. Decision altitude of 440. QNH 995. Temperature is 10 as we've gotten from the 80s. Wind 280 at 014. Transition altitude is 5,000. Baro is 520. So we've got Baro 520 here. It's almost like we're going to make our U-turn for the runway around Clacton, which is east of England. Basically, halfway to Amsterdam. As we approach 10,000 feet, landing lights can come on. Runway turn-off light is also on. Strobe light is already on. Seat belts on. That's just the engine fumes. Weather and landing info, landing conditions, FMS preparation. Going to aim for an early approach briefing. So we're landing London City Runway 27, ILS, steep 5.5 degrees path. Field is wet, winds around to 80 degrees at 14 knots. QNH 995, rain. Landing weight is estimated to be 74.8 tons. Configuration 4. And the app speed is 142 knots. Auto brake will be max, if that works. Nope. How do you put auto brake max? Surely you just click on that, no? Okay, we'll go medium. But it means a lot of manual braking. So plan 4 reverse, firm touchdown, no floats. If you've seen my landings, you know floats are not optional for me. Missed approach is 2,000 feet. No, well, on my, hold on, let's double check that. I've got the wrong one on my briefing. It seems to be 2,000 feet. Climb straight ahead to 2,000 feet. It seems a bit low. But yeah, missed approach Toga, climb straight ahead to 2,000 feet. Via Bravo Kilo Yankee. We should be stabilized at 1,000 feet for landing. If not, we have to go around. And briefing complete. We're holding 8,900. We should have full flaps at 154. Flaps clean all the way to 225. So really we should have flaps 1 now. No, actually slats at 210. Approach briefing is complete. Ground proximity warning system. Can you actually set the ground proximity warning system? Not sure. Anyway, we're maintaining 9,000 feet for the next 4 miles, and then we carry on with our descent. We are 67 miles away from London City. Hopefully I don't get an on-call call when I'm meant to be having a stereo cockpit. Terrain and Andy for both first officer and captain. Still 4,000 miles away from our transition altitude. I think that's City Airport. There we go.
Traffic service cancelled. Squawk 7000. Free call London Control 118.480. Speed bird 422. Goodbye.
How rude.
London Control. Speed bird 422. Alone. Airbus A321neo from Manston. Altitude flight level 0901 POV. Request traffic service. Walk 0300 QNH 997. Traffic service. Speed bird 422.
I wonder which airport that is. Probably an Air Force base or something. With any luck, we should be beginning our descent into London City. So I'm just going to monitor the altitude and hope that the plane automatically starts to descend on its own. On the primary flight display, I can see there's altitude constraint. It's quite interesting how the ATC works because it's not giving me an option for London City Airport, even though I'm just 48 miles away from it. Let's see visual landing. There we go.
London Control. Speed bird 422. Request landing at London City. Approach at my discretion. Information Quebec. Descend and maintain. Flight level 050. Turn left heading 285. Runway 27. Speed bird 422. Contact London Heathrow. Approach 119.730. Speed bird 422. Goodbye.
So I can't delete. Oops.
London Heathrow. Approach. Speed bird 422. Alone. Airbus A321neo. Position 42 miles southeast of London City. Altitude flight level 087. Descending 5,000. Inbound runway 27 at London City.
Speedbird 422. London Heathrow approach. Hello. Radar contact.
Speed bird 422.
So that's London City Airport. Under 40 miles away. I think I got ready for London a bit too early. What's that? Oh, an aircraft carrier. There we are.
This is 60.1.5, Roger, understood.
Now we're holding 6,000 miles for the 6,000 feet for the next 2 miles.
Speedbird 422. Descend and maintain 5,000.
Descend and maintain 5,000. QNH 997. Speed bird 422.
And it looks to me like we're following the River Thames. Yep.
Speedbird 422. Expedite your descent.
Expedite descent. Speed bird 422.
I'm not sure what that was. Oops. Let's see if I can request frequency change to London City and get more updated weather.
London Heathrow approach. Speed bird 422. Request frequency change to London City Tower on 118.080.
Speedbird 422. Frequency change approved. Squawk 7000. Vehicle London City Tower 118.080. Goodbye.
Squawk 7000. Recall London City Tower 118.080. Speed bird 422. Goodbye.
So that's the River Thames.
London City Tower. Speed bird 422. Request landing.
Altimeter 996.
Approach at my discretion. Information will mute. Descend and maintain 5,000. QNH 996. Turn right heading 085. Runway 27. Speed bird 422.
Zero 085 is not something I'm willing to do because 085 is basically turn right and go back. I haven't got enough foil to play around.
Turn left heading 270. Descend and maintain 2,000. Speed bird 422.
No, that's more like it. It looks like we're also going to hold at 4,000. $210 for slats. So in the next 5 miles we'll probably go flaps 2. approach. So we can line up with this magenta diamond, and then this diamond, the vertical one is going to go down shortly as we approach the point where we're meant to capture the glide slope, which will either be 3,000 feet or 2,000 feet, or probably 2,000 feet. Right, flaps 1.
Speedbird 422, turn left heading 270. Cleared visual approach runway 27.
Turn left heading 270. Cleared visual approach runway 27.
Oops.
Speedbird
Speed brakes. My mistake. Landing gear down. Flaps 3. Flaps 4. There's our runway there. So it looks like we're going to go for a visual rather than an ILS.
London City Tower. Speedbird 422. Request flight conditions.
Speedbird 422, wind 280 degrees 14 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Rain. Sky conditions local at 2,400. Temperature 10.4. QNH China 9 and 6.
So the diamond is down. We've got glide slope. Landing gear lights are
2,500.
there. Seems like quite a bumpy one.
Speedbird 422, runway 27 clear to London. Wind 280 degrees 14 knots.
Runway 27 cleared to land. Speedbird 422.
Right, I'm going to hold on.
1,000.
We have full flaps. Autopilot disconnected.
Hundred above.
500.
500. Minimum. $400. 300. 200.
Pink rate. Pink rate. Think rate. Think rate. Think rate.
100.
Think rate. Think rate. Think.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard.
Throttle.
Retard. 10. 5.
Reverse. Still reverses.
Auto brake off.
Now, if you remember, I told you to pay attention to the brake temperatures. Now we have 190 degrees Celsius. And when we took off, it was 10 degrees Celsius. Anyway, welcome to London City. It's a very nice freeway scenery, but quite FPS hungry. It was meant to be a 53-minute flight, but it took us slightly longer. Flaps up. I'm not sure if I should take a chance and try to park like this. Embraer, even though we are not quite as petite. I'll just park straight ahead, but still, it's a very long plane. Anyway, I'm going to watch the replay, then we can decide that later. The final one, passenger view, and then park and shut down. I don't think the speed brakes were deployed as I was landing. Oops. If you master switch on, if you bleed off, landing lights off and retracted, nose lights off, runway turn off lights off. If you master switch can come on. Flaps are up. Strobe lights off. Airbus A320 turn, so I'll just take the other turn. Weather system off. TCAS standby. If you bleed on. Okay, interesting. Just about managing to make it fit. In a manner of speaking. Parking brake set. Brakes are hot, so the brake fan can come off. Actually, I will keep the brake fan off for now. When I open up the windows, then the brake fan can come on. Engines 1 and 2 off. Yep, and let's switch to APU. And that's the sound of the brake fan. Seatbelts off. Emergency exit lights on. 4 pumps can all go off. And beacon lights off. Now I wonder what would happen if I was to do another takeoff and landing with these hot brakes. Landing system off. Surely that's not a 737 that just landed here. Interesting. I've never seen this feature before. Right. Thank you very much for joining me on yet again another flight. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.